Alright guys, I just got an interesting email from my wrap designer. He just sent me a render of the wrap, the new wrap that's going on the car, and all I can say is that it looks ridiculous. And I'm kind of deciding if I should show you guys a teaser or not right now. I think I will, just a little bit though, just a little bit. I'm just gonna load it up on my email real quick. I need to be very careful about not showing the whole thing. So here it is. Holy moly. Yeah, this thing is gonna look ridiculous on the road. Okay, let me just show you guys, I'll show you guys just the tip. If anyone can guess what this is just by the parts that I'm showing you guys right now, I would be very impressed. You know what? I'm just gonna show you guys the whole thing. Forget it. Boom! Just kidding, I had to blur this stuff out for you guys for now. But, whoa. Wow, that's gonna be really interesting to see. That wrap on this car. Renders that I just looked at, the wrap is rendered on the build that I'm doing on the car, so it looks even crazier. But speaking of the build, let's go into my garage right now and I will show you guys exactly what I'm doing. Okay, so before we get on to the announcement, I need to move this thing out of the garage because I want to put the 458 more in the middle of the garage so I can just have more room to play with, because I do need to show you guys a bunch of parts. So let's take this thing out, make some room. So this is a 2017 AMG C63S. It is my daily driver, and it is a really good daily driver. I love the rear view cameras on this car. All right, park it up. So as I said before, I'm a huge carbon fiber nerd, and I was not gonna buy an AMG without every possible carbon fiber option. So I'll give you guys a tour of this car in another video. Maybe this car can be a next build car, or at least I'll be doing some kind of mods to this car because it is completely stock right now, and I know you can do a lot with these cars. So something to look forward to in the future. We will see. What's up you guys, my name is Brent Ruiz and welcome back to the channel. I'm super excited for today's video because I finally get to reveal what I'm doing to my Ferrari 458 Italia. Trust me you guys, I've been wanting to do this build for so long, but it has honestly been a huge struggle in trying to find all of these parts that are required for this build. But after months of searching, and when I say months, I literally mean months, I started my search in July. It has been a struggle, but I finally have all the parts in one place right here in my garage. Welcome to my garage, by the way. I'm finally ready to do this build. And when I say I actually mean I. That's kind of another twist to this whole thing. I am actually going to attempt to do a lot of this build myself. Now, there's no way that I can do everything myself. There's definitely some things that I'm not gonna risk doing it myself. I'm gonna have proper consulting along the way for things that I am not sure of. I know with these race car builds, there's lots of intricate parts that need to be done right. So don't worry about that stuff. I will definitely get the proper consulting for a lot of this stuff that I need help on. But I do love to learn new things, so I'm gonna challenge myself. I hope that you guys will join me on the journey as you watch me, hopefully not fail, do a lot of this, so. Please, if you think that's gonna be fun to watch, subscribe to the channel, give this video a like if you actually enjoy watching it, and stay tuned. Don't forget that notification bell on subscribe so you can actually get notified when I release the next video. Oh, and I should probably also mention that I am not mechanically inclined whatsoever. I grew up playing video games. I'm a huge computer nerd now. I make my living in digital marketing and e-commerce. I am not a mechanic, and I'm not mechanically inclined at all, so that's gonna add another little twist to this whole series. Okay, so now that that's all out of the way, I can finally tell you guys what I'm doing to this car. Guys, I am turning this car into a race car. I know, race car builds are so hot these days. Guys, I am doing a challenge Evo build on my Ferrari 458. So before you guys go and Google what exactly is a Challenge Evo car, the easiest way to think about it is that it's a GT3 kit, but without the wide body. That's pretty much what it is. It's a full carbon fiber kit, and it is insanely hard to get your hands on. That's why it took me so long to get this stuff. But the reason I reference a GT3 kit is because hopefully you guys have seen some of the recent GT3 builds here on YouTube from content creators like TJ Hunt and Goon Squad. They have done awesome builds, and I really have enjoyed watching their videos, and I can only really hope that I can do as good a job on my car as they have done on theirs. So that brings up the question, why didn't I just go ahead and do a GT3 kit as well? Well, there's one really good reason I do not want to cut my car. If I had like a salvage car, if I was like doing a rebuild on a crashed car or something like that, I would probably do it, but I want to keep this car pretty much forever, and I want to be able to return this car to stock later in the future if I ever want to. That being said, I do have to cut one part of this car, the rear bumper, because you got to have the brackets for the rear wing that come through the rear bumper. I do have to cut that part, but I'm actually not going to cut my stock rear bumper. I actually bought a used rear bumper from another 458, which I'm going to put on this thing, and I'm going to cut that. So I'm not cutting any part of this car as it is stock. On a GT3, you have to cut the fenders because it's a wide body kit, so there's really no going back from that. I mean, I guess there are ways to bring it back from wide body to non-wide body, to like keep all the pieces you cut off and mold it back together. You have a really good body shop, but I'm not really considering that at all because it will devalue the car completely if I do that. That is the main reason, and hey, the Challenge Evo kit looks absolutely amazing, as you can see in this photo of what this car is gonna look like when I'm done with it. So let's move on to showing you guys the parts that I have here sitting in my garage. I am waiting on two parts, the rear bumper as I mentioned before, and I did also order a specialty hood to replace this. Actually, the more authentic way to do this build is to keep this hood because this is the standard 458 hood, but I did get a specialty hood just to see what it looks like, because when I was watching TJ Hunt's GT3 video, he did fit a specialty hood on his 458, and it does look a lot meaner. With the new hood and the new bumper, I think it does actually look really, really cool. So I'm gonna test fit it. I'm not sure exactly what I'm gonna go with, but I did order one just in case. I do wanna see what it looks like. So two more pieces are coming, but they'll be here very soon. For now, let me lay out everything that I have right now around my garage. Let's give you guys a quick tour. Okay, so let's get started here at the front of the car with front bumper made of full carbon fiber and the front splitter made of full carbon fiber. It does need a little bit of repair here. We'll need a bit of a carbon fiber repair, but nothing too bad. The main thing that I wanted to make sure was this front lip area that goes all the way around was in good shape. A lot of this carbon fiber on this kit is gonna need to be basically sanded down and polished out and clear coated again, but nothing too crazy. So let's go ahead and lift this thing up so you can see the underside of this. This front splitter actually came off of a race winning car, so it has seen some track duties, and you could definitely tell from the underside of it. Let me wear some gloves for this because you do not want to get any kind of carbon fiber splinters in your skin because that can get infected real quick. All right, so let's lift this thing up. As you can imagine, it is pretty light for how big it is. It is a huge piece. Just lay it against here. It has definitely seen some track action. But hey, that just makes it that much more legit. And you can see the carbon fiber weave looking amazing as always. Anyway, it is beat up, but I'm actually pretty happy that it's pre-scraped because I'm gonna be scraping a lot, and I don't really wanna be worrying about scraping this front splitter. I just know that it's gonna happen. The car is already pretty low as it is with Novatec springs, as you can see here, but it's gonna go even lower on the new setup. And that lower ride height combined with this front splitter, well, let's just say that I'm gonna be scraping a lot. So let's move on to the front bumper. So let me just flip this around and get some better light on it. You will be amazed how insanely light this thing is. I mean, I think I could probably pick this up with my pinky. It's absolutely insane. All right, here we go. So this thing is also made of full carbon fiber. I just love the way that looks. It looks so awesome. So as you can see here, here, and here, we are missing the mesh grills that go around these intakes. So I'm gonna need to fabricate those. And I also have a tow hook that will be placed here. That's what this hole's for. And then these holes here, that's where it lines up with the front splitter over there to match up with the lip. So it's pretty much just a plug and play setup, which is nice for me because I have no idea what I'm doing. All right, so let me get the front splitter and the front bumper together so you guys can see how they fit together. Okay, so got it pretty much lined up here. That's what it's gonna look like with the lip coming out. Sorry guys, I have yet to clean any of this stuff. And it looks pretty sick. Check that out. Coming through to the back here, you can see how everything lines up. You can see this hole versus this hole, and then it lines up with this one right here. So, all right, so that's front splitter and the front bumper. And from the front, I mean, this thing just looks so much more aggressive. Definitely some cosmetic stuff to do on this front bumper and the front splitter. Obviously the lip area has to be completely brought back to life. We're gonna have to do the same to this visible carbon fiber on the black area of this front bumper. I am leaving that visible. The wrap is just gonna cover the primered gray areas here on the front. Not too bad, but definitely some cosmetic love to give. So the nice part about all this is that it's just pretty much a bolt-on replacement for what's currently here. This is obviously gonna be taken apart right here, and then the front splitter. Other than removing a bunch of bolts on the front of the car under panel that this car has, it's pretty much just a bolt-on replacement. So that's gonna be really, really good for me. So let's move on to all of this stuff. Okay, so first of all, let's talk about one of my favorite parts about this entire kit. Has to be the rear wing, made of full carbon fiber as one would imagine. This thing is pretty special because it is not the standard Challenge wing. Well, it is a Challenge Evo wing, but it is the GT3 variant of the Challenge Evo wing, which gives it two main features. The thing that I love the most about this wing is that it is a lot wider than the standard wing. So it fills out the rear end of this car a lot better. So it's gonna be sitting, I don't know, something like this on the car when it's installed. But the most important part is that it meets the car at the rear fenders at the edge over here. So it goes all the way out, as opposed to the standard wing, which is just a lot shorter. It doesn't look like proper. It just doesn't look as aggressive. So this wing installed on the back of this car, it's gonna look absolutely awesome. The other thing is it's a GT3 style, which means that it's not completely flat like a standard wing. This one actually has this lip that goes up towards the center and then back down again on either side. Makes it much more aggressive looking. I just love the way this thing looks. So let's talk about this Yokohama sticker. Yeah, it's definitely gonna go bye-bye. I'm just gonna have this completely wrapped as part of the new ridiculous design wrap that I'm doing. On the second iteration of this car, when I remove this crazy wrap that I'm doing, which I'll do eventually, I'll go to something more a little bit standard. I will be bringing back this black carbon fiber look. I'm just gonna sand it down, polish it out, clear coat it again, and make it look amazing. And just one final note about the wing. You see these end plates? They're white and they're not carbon fiber. There's a big issue there. So I had to find proper carbon fiber end plates for this wing, the teardrop style, and I actually had some custom made, which I got sent to me straight from Europe, matte finish carbon fiber end plates, which I think just makes the wing look so much more awesome. And as you can see here, I'm gonna have to drill holes that match these inputs so that I can actually attach these end plates onto this wing. Okay, so that's the wing, but we also have to talk about the wing brackets or the wing mounts, which are these items right here. Guys, I cannot actually begin to explain to you how insanely rare these pieces are. I actually should do like some kind of contest where I make you guys guess how much these are because you guys would be absolutely astonished to know how much these brackets are new from Ferrari racing teams. It is completely ridiculous. When I first saw the invoice item for these parts new from Ferrari, I thought it was a typo. Like I could not actually believe that it was actually this much. So I'll do like a little mini contest. First person to guess how much these are new from Ferrari. I don't think you'll even be able to find this on Google, by the way. I actually have an invoice from a Ferrari racing team to prove what the actual amount is. So that's my way of proving it. I'm gonna let you guys guess. So please post in the comments below your best guess for how much these things are. It's absolutely ridiculous, but as you can see on the wing, there's one here already that was fabricated by the previous owner to make the wing lower on the car, but this is the actual fitment. So it's actually gonna be higher if I decide to use these instead of this one. Again, I wanna be as authentic as possible, so I think I'm just gonna use these things, especially considering how rare these things are, to fit this wing on the car. So one other item related to the rear end of this car is this piece, which I actually have no idea like what this is. I think it's like an extra bracket for the wing, but let's just zoom in on this tag. Let's see what it says. Tralicio supporto lunotto CPL. Okay, actually it just says, what is that? Complete rear screen mounting trellis. Okay, whatever that means. Good thing I have it just in case. So let's move on to these bad boys. These are the carbon fiber air intake manifold covers. I am just absolutely in love with this. I mean, me as a carbon fiber nerd, I would have to be. So these are actually on the special limited edition Ferraris. They do come in carbon fiber, but this matte finish are only on the challenge cars. So pretty special thing to have. These badges are going to be chromed again. The previous owner was thinking about changing the color on these. He wanted to paint them red, I think, so that's why he primered them. And he was also going to be doing another layer of clear coat on these covers. He wanted to make it gloss. OEM from factory, these things come in the matte finish. I am just going to be doing that again, just gonna clear them again with a matte finish and bring them back to new. So if you guys don't know, these things obviously go in the engine bay. Let me just open this up real quick. But these things will just replace the red ones there. It is going to look very nice when this is done. So there it is, guys, a 458 Challenge Evo build. Lots and lots of work ahead for me in the next couple weeks, or hopefully sooner. Let's see how long it actually takes me to get this thing done, but those are the parts that I have. I am going to get started right away. But first, in the next video, I will be doing a final tour of the car as it is right now. Just giving you guys a final look at the spec. This is actually one of the highest spec cars you could have gotten from the factory. With $100,000 in options, it has some of the more rare carbon fiber stuff on it, which I think just lends itself perfectly to this race car build. What do you guys think? I am so excited to get started on this thing. I'm sorry guys, it's the next day, but I was so excited to get started that I completely forgot to film the rest of the outro, so that's what this is. But it does give me a chance to wish you all a very, very happy new year. Be safe, have fun, and I will see you guys in 2020. Deuces!